Welcome back to the greenhouse. Hopefully everybody can hear me. It is quite noisy out here today. Our most precious resources, aside from soil and sunlight, is water. And sometimes it's free, sometimes it's not. So in the name of self-sufficiency and saving money and time and effort, by moving water to the greenhouse, we're trying to save our own. We made a DIY rain catchment system with all free recycled parts, except for the rain barrel we got at a discount. So if that sounds interesting, please consider subscribing. We're going to be sharing that in a minute here. But first, I want to address our thumbnails that we've been using. We tried an AI tool from YouTube to make some AI generated, whatever metabot we allowed create our last thumbnails for about a month now. So we're back to using our own thumbnails. We thought we would give it a shot. So thank you to everyone for sticking around, and we really appreciate all the comments, feedback, and ideas, and we've got thousands of them. So we're trying to get back to everybody. Let's jump right into this video. All right, so we got our DIY high-tech rabbit security. We've been keeping all the bunnies out as we've had the doors open here and there as the winds and the temperatures are kind of unpredictable. My son has been doing his DIY pottery. We'll step over this. So he's got this little pottery wheel. You can see we've still got the clay in the center. Now, this thing just plugs in, simple little 12-volt motor in there that runs 75 watts. So very simple. We're going to be bringing a video on that. Hopefully everybody finds that interesting. We've been making a few things. Some plates. My son made a air dry clay, which he painted. Got a few little creations. We're gonna make some more stuff and then bring a video on the pottery wheel. But let's move on through the sea of plants in the greenhouse. I apologize, those fans are kind of loud, so let's make our way down here. All right, so we removed a whole row of sandbags and we recycled them, and we've been making bricks and recycling the soil that could potentially be contaminated with all of the polyplastics. So we've got our hose that you can see that's ran out back of the greenhouse. Our actual well is about 200 feet that way. So building the greenhouse closer to water would be great, but I didn't have the room to do what I wanted. So we've been using this hose here to fill up our pond. Let's follow this back to our free rain catchment system. Check this out, everybody who followed the channel. So I just peeled my tarp back like about a week ago. I've been throwing greens and kind of stirring it up with a rake, but a squirrel or a family of squirrels has just been burrowing into this thing. You can see they're going down deep, and it's all like black down in there, but they're probably finding walnuts or some type of food source, or else they wouldn't be digging through that. We made our way out the back of the greenhouse here, and you can see this shed behind me, and we've just got a bunch of junk in there. Not junk, but stuff we don't want to get wet. So we created that shed, and we've got some polycarbonate and some fiberglass panels that we were using for a roof, and we didn't have a whole lot of bracing. You can see that there's cross bracing and stuff now. We lost this entire roof behind me last fall to a nasty storm. So we went and chased all the pieces down out of the cornfield and got all that cleaned up. And then we found ourselves some old recycled tin siding or roofing. It had a few bullet holes and nail holes and stuff, but we were able to patch them up, and now we've got a free roadside find roof. So everything behind me and that I'm going to show in this little shed is free, that we've collected off the side of the road. We've got our other sifter, our high-tech rabbit security system that we've been placing up like so to prevent those rabbits from coming in and gorging themselves on all of our crops here. All right, looking at the shed now, you can see that it's kind of angled and haggard, but it does the job. We've got our barrels, a whole bunch of junk under here, bricks, brick molds, all types of stuff. This has been a great place to dry all of our wood chips throughout the winter time. It's not very big, maybe 6 by 8 or so. Now coming around the back, following our hose here. So this adapter piece is like for a gutter system. This is 4-inch with a flange here. Now I had this, and this would cost you maybe a couple bucks at the store. Now it's screwed right on to our much more sturdy drain tile there. So we've got all this drain tile up, basically half mooned over the entire base of this thing. Just tacked it in at 3 points down there just to keep it up. But for the most part, it caught all the water. We didn't have any water run back up the roof. The angle is decent. And we've got enough curve there that we've got probably a good 2 inches of water, maybe a little more, that can sit in there. Obviously it won't sit in there, it's just gonna flow right down, but we had ourselves a rainstorm earlier today that completely filled the barrel. It's about half full now. Now this thing is pretty sweet. I picked this up for $20 to $25 on Facebook Marketplace several years ago. This thing's been in the greenhouse maybe 4 or 5 years. So let's take a quick look at what we've been doing. Let's let a little water out. Full flow. So no issues with it leaking. We did not keep any water in it over the winter time as it sat back here, and I didn't want it to bust out. Even though it is very thick plastic, we'd still have it blow out. So this is our old roof right here. Now, a lot less sturdy than steel. You can see it was like burnt in a fire and all types of stuff, but it works. We use one of our panels as like a window, sunscreen type area, so I'll find some type of repurpose for those. But today, I wanted to just share the rain barrel. So as I've stated before, we've got our greenhouse pond. We're going to expand it, make it a lot bigger. Now, what I want to do with the overflow rain at the top of the barrel, when we're not using it and it's just going to overflow, I can hook up another hose and run it down. And this is an idea I had last year that we never really built upon, but I'm going to kind of excavate out an area and create water flow. As everything wants to move down this way through our land, I'm going to create a nice pooling area, some rocks, and our old pond liner from the greenhouse to try and create a rain pond that hopefully will suffice through the summertime. So that was the rain barrel. There is many uses for rain water. Now we've got to fill up our compost heated water tank there. We can run some aquaponics in it, some filling tanks, filling ponds, watering all of your plants, and making bricks. So when we make our bricks, we like to use rainwater, or I guess pond water, or evaporated water and recycled water, condensed, because it's going to not have as much alkalinity, which will negate the process of making a real brick. So we want to use rainwater when we're making our bricks. So I would like to expand upon our rain catching ability with all the surface area of this greenhouse. I could make some gutters on each side, but it would require some material. So I'm on the lookout for whatever I can find to make that project happen. As I'm jumping through hoops here, all those dang rabbits keep trying to eat everything we got. As it's coming up, all our perennials are kind of getting chewed on here and there. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I will see you in the next video.